Annyeong. What's up? So, let's talk about how I did these knotless soft locks with a skunk stripe. Because, you know, I could just do the regular, but I really wanted to do skunk stripes. I did not come up with this specific, like, some in the front, some in the back. I didn't come up with that. Typically I do, but this is actually not for me. This was inspired by Juyeon from Extraordinary Heroes because I saw his hair and I was like, I want it. I want that on my head. So I don't actually know what soft locks are. I just started seeing that term pop up and I'm like, I don't really know what that is. I'm assuming that's what this is, but educate me in the comments because I'm actually not 100%. But I know what knotless is, and that's what I tried to achieve. So I'm your host, Editing Ashley, and let's just get into how I did these, okay? Okay, so we're starting off with my hair already sectioned. There's 83 braids in this head of mine. All right, 83 I counted. I did these the day before so I wouldn't be tired by doing it all in one day. But like, can we talk about, it's kind of a look. It's kind of a look. I might have to make that my next November hairstyle. My goal is to keep this in for 2 months because this was way too expensive for 1 month. This better dragged it too. But like the braids, that might have to be a look. Anyway, continuing. What I used, because I tried my best to be as organized as possible. I mentioned the name of the hair, the color of the hair, the length if available, and also how many I purchased and how much I actually ended up using. So I used freetress, junior, boho, kinky, junior hair. It's a name. The length, could not find, like absolutely could not find. However, the color is 2. I always use the color 2 for my hair, and I purchased 4 packs, but I ended up using about 3 1/4 pack. So 3 packs in 1/4 of an additional pack. And I like to use this hair every time I'm wrapping. It looks the most realistic to my hair. Then I use the Shake and Go Cuban twist double strand braiding hair. It's, again, a mouthful. This is in the color 613, and that's just the lightest I could possibly find. This is 16 inches. Not that that part necessarily matters because I'm going to use it to wrap. I only purchased 1 because I knew I wasn't putting a lot of blonde in my hair, so I was like, okay. Plus, this hair is relatively thick. I've used this type of hair before to wrap locks, and it's thick. So I told myself I'm probably going to take a strand, split it in half, and wrap that way. So I only need 1 pack. Pardon the humming, my laptop is high-key stressed out. So I purchased 1 pack, but I actually only ended up using 1/4 of that pack. Because like I said, I split each one in half, so I didn't have to use that much. Laptop, please, you're really killing the vibes. Next, I use the freetress bona lock, and this is a 3-pack. So it already comes with, I'm going to call them bundles. It already comes with 3 bundles. Each bundle has, I believe, 10 locks in it. So this full 3-pack has 30 locks in it. Typically when I do my hair, I always end up doing 40 to 50 braids, locks, etc. But I knew that I made these sections smaller, so I was like, yeah, I can't get away with just getting 2 packs. I'm gonna need 3. So I ended up purchasing 3 packs, again in the color 2, because that's just the natural color of my hair. This is 24 inches. That matters because I wanted long locks. Plus, we're not putting it at the root, so it will be a little bit longer than 24 inches, which is kind of what I wanted to go for. Laptop, please. Ghetto. So like I said, I purchased 3 packs, so in total that's 90 locks. But I only ended up using 2 packs and like 1/3 of the 3rd pack. And since there's 3, 1/3, you know that basically means I used 7 bundles. 7 out of 9. I used 7 bundles, which is how I got to 2 packs and 1/3. Mathematics. Okay, and then for my blonde faux locks, again, color is 613. You have to make sure it matches what you're gonna wrap it with. So color is still 613. This one I purchased off Amazon, so I have no idea what the brand is. They didn't even put it in a box, my guy. Literally, it came packaged in this plastic, and they just put the shipping label on top. And I was like, okay, we're not going for quality. Again, length is 24 inches. I have to make sure it matches the length of the black, so I just made sure to get the same length. I only purchased 2 packs. I was afraid to purchase 1 because they looked very thin on Amazon, so I purchased 2 packs, but I actually only ended up using 1 pack, and I used about 3/4 of that, so I didn't even finish the 1 pack. Obviously, you're gonna need a crochet needle, and I'm gonna need whatever these clips are called. I also like to use these black clips as well. I use a scrunchie. You can use however many scrunchies as you want, and hair scissors. I don't think hair scissors are entirely like mandatory because you're not gonna be like cutting your real hair, but hair scissors just cut better in general. So hair scissors, shears, I believe they're called. One thing I should mention is whenever I am doing locks, I never part my hair neatly because I feel like it's pointless. When I'm doing box braids, that's when I take my time with like parting and stuff. But for locks, I really never do. I just work with whatever I have, because I figure most of it's going to be covered. The only part that I try to keep neat is like the very front of my hair. So as you can see, this is like a very clean part, this entire section. Only the very front of my head, because that's what people see. But the rest really doesn't matter to me, because as the locks grow out, they're going to get frizzy. Like, it just helps with the look. So I'm not too picky about parting with that. So this is kind of a bit of inspo. I did gather about like 9 pictures of different angles of his hair, because I really wanted to get like the color placement right. So I had sectioned off the back section, because I always work from back to front. And to be honest, for somebody who didn't part my hair with a mirror and just used my fingers, the back was actually pretty darn neat. Like, wait a second, that's impressive. Wow, okay. So I'm starting with the blonde first, because I'm doing the blonde streak section. And I did actually, like I said, I ended up counting. And this one comes with 18 in one pack. So it does come with more in a bundle than the black hair does. And like I said, I only ended up using, I think, like 3/4 of this one pack. So I didn't really use that much. So I went pretty low down the braid of my hair. This is one of the methods I had seen on YouTube. I know there's one where you can like braid your hair down, but that is just way too time consuming for me, and I'm not doing it. So I just put the crochet in there. The first one I struggled a little bit, but that's like gonna happen. But then after that I was kind of on a roll, and I kind of came up with my own method. Okay, and so this is where I took the blonde hair and I split it in half, the Marley hair, because it's very thick, so you don't need that much. And it's very long. And so this you don't actually have to do. So I know some people just prefer to just wrap around the hair and keep it moving, but I like to crochet it in and then wrap, because the back of my hair specifically tends to get the loosest the fastest, and it's just because of how I tie my scarf. But I really didn't want to risk like it starting to slip out, because that would really suck, especially because it's a light color, so it would be very obvious. So I did actually crochet this up to the root, and then I wrapped down. The take down process is going to be like the worst, but I find that this is just the best method. Here I'm like trying to take my time as I wrap, because since this is a lighter color, it's so easy for hair to peek through. So I really had to go slow. And now I'm wrapping back up, but what I did was I didn't wrap the whole thing. I took a skinny piece of the hair and I'm wrapping that back up. And then once I do, I'm gonna cut off the rest. The reason why I do that is because this type of hair tangles easily, so it will stay. And so I don't have to wrap everything back up. I just snip off the rest and then boom, a lock. And now I finished the entire back section, because I didn't think you cared to like watch me do this over and over again. And so now I can do the rest of my head, and this is where I can zoom through a little bit more, because it's darker hair and it's the same color as my hair. So it's fine if some pieces of my hair like peek through, like no one's really gonna notice because it's the same color. First I sectioned off the front, and I think I ended up doing just 4 locks for the front. I grabbed the curly kinky junior hair, and those don't come in individual like pieces, kind of like the Marley hair does. They just come in small curly pieces. So I ended up grabbing 3, and I kind of run my fingers through so it's a bit frizzy, so it's almost the same texture. And I'm gonna do the same process, where first I'm gonna put my lock in, and then I'm gonna go in with that hair and just start wrapping. Like I said, I like this hair personally just because it matches my hair texture the best. I move significantly faster because this color matches my hair, so it doesn't have to be super neat. So if I were to do my entire head this color, I think I'd honestly be done at least an hour earlier than I actually was. And this one is shorter than the Marley hair, and so for this one I did just wrap everything back up, and I palm rolled it so that way it stays in place, and boom, 1 lock done. One thing I like to do when I'm using either like kinky hair or marley hair, whichever, and I'm going to crochet close to the root, is I will take the very end and twist it around my finger and basically make my own crochet loop, because it just makes it easier for the needle to go through. And now I started wrapping back up because it was thin enough, so I just wrapped the whole thing back up. And once I do again, I'm just gonna palm roll it so it stays in place. And then that's pretty much it. So now I'm gonna do it a third time just to show you. I don't think you need to hear my voice, right? No, just watch it. It'll all start to make sense on its own. For this one, I did try to experiment and like wrap the crochet lock around my hair. And I mean, it kind of makes a difference, but not a huge difference, so you honestly can skip it. It makes it easier to wrap and ensure that your braid won't stick out, but like I said, it's really not that serious. You don't have to do it. One thing I've always failed to mention, I have a lot of hair. I have a lot of sideburns, and I have a lot of hair in my kitchen. And at first, I used to be bothered by it, but now I kind of just don't care, you know? It's just there, you know, like whose life is it affecting? It's not affecting mine. And if it's affecting somebody else, that literally doesn't concern me. So kind of just leave it. I'm only going to show you once how I did the blonde, because you kind of saw how I did in the back. And it's literally the exact same technique as the black. So I'm not really gonna give too many examples and make this video forever long, but I'm gonna start at the top and work my way down. It's just a lot easier for me to do it in that order because the hair doesn't get in my way. But as you can see in my parts, like I said, I didn't neatly do them. I just grabbed them with my finger, and it still looks cute. Like, I generally don't care. They look like cute little puzzle pieces as far as I'm concerned. But it's the same process, so I don't even feel like I really have to talk. I think you could just watch this. Like I mentioned before, for this one, I'm really taking my time because it's so easy for your hair to peek through since this is such a light color. And also I was very gentle with my root because this hair is a lot rougher than the kinky hair, and so it can cause more friction. So I don't try to wrap too many times at the root. I really only wrapped once or twice, I think. And for this one, I actually did run out of a bit of hair, but that's fine because there are so many excess pieces that I had cut off, so I can just use those, wrap up like the dark parts, and I'm good. And this is the grand reveal. I actually really like it. First off, look how clean those sections look. Like, I like very neat parts, I really do. But yeah, that's it. That's how I did it. I have really nothing else to say. But I was feeling myself. My makeup was cute. My hair looked cute. It was a good day. Okay, that's it. I'm going to sign out. Bye. Take it away. Ashley on the screen.